Fixing to take a picture. I'm just videotaping this whole time.
I know you are. Give me the ball. It wasn't good. People shouldn't kiss his ass. My opinion.
Audio.
Oh, fucking well.
That was Roddy Foster, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not only gonna fucking post on YouTube, fucking
I'll send it to you. You can do what you want.
What do you? What is that?
It's my man size.
Gather around on your whore and gather around while I tell you a story.
Oh, here it goes.
When a man grows old, his balls feel cold, his strip turns blue, and it bends in the middle like a one-string fiddle. Who can tell you a tale? So lend it in a drink and a tale to you of now. Did I get you next to Pete? Eskimo Nell. Now, did I get you next to Pete? Instead of taking Mexican food, go forth in search of fun. Instead, I think it's time to rest. When Daddy Dick and Mexican Pete are sore, depressed, and sad, it's always a cunt that bears the brunt, but the shooting ain't so bad. Now, Daddy Dick and Mexican Pete lived down by Dead Man's Creek. Such as were their luck, they had no fuck for well nigh half a week. Just a moose or two and a caribou and a bison cow or so. For Daddy Dick with his kingly prick, this fucking was mighty slow. So do or dare our horny pair set out for the Rio Grande. Daddy Dick with his muddy prick and Pete with a gun in his hand. Now as they blazed their noisy trail, no man their path withstood. Many a bride, her pregnant widow stood. They reached the strand of the Rio Grande, at the height of the blazing noon, to slake their thirst and do their worst. They sought black like saloon. Now as they swung the great doors wide, both prick and gun flashed free. According to section, you're in Rex, you'll drink with the fuck with me. They heard of the prick called Daddy Dick from Maine to Panama, so it's scarcely worse than a muttered curse. The men all sought the bar. The girls too knew it was playful ways done under the Rio Grande. So 40 whores took down their drawers at Daddy Dick's command. They saw the finger of Mexican Pete itching on the trigger grip. They didn't wait and triple rape. Those whores began to strip. So 40 asses were bared to view and likewise 40 cunts. And if you were slicker, at arithmetic makes exactly 80 tits. Now 80 tits are the gladsome sight to a man with a raging stand. It may be rare in Berkeley Square, but not on the Rio Grande. Now Daddy Dick had fucked a few on the last preceding night. This he had done just to show his fun and to whet his appetite. His phallic limb was in fucking trim as he backed and took a run. He made a dart at the first bar tart and scored a hole-in-one. He bore her to the sandy floor, and there he fucked her fine. And though she grinned, it put the wind up at the other 39. When Dead-Eye Dick lets loose his prick, he's got no time to spare. For speed and length combined with strength, he fairly singed his hair. He made a dart at the next fair tart, went into this harlot's hell, strode a gentle maid who was unafraid, and her name was Eskimo Nell. By this time, Dick had his prick well into number 2. When Eskimo Nell let out a yell, she bawled at him, "Hey you!" He gave a flick of his muscular prick. The girl flew over his head as he turned about to answer the shout. Both prick and face were red. She glanced our hero up and down. His look she seemed to decry. With utter scorn she glimpsed the horn which rose from his hairy thigh. She blew the smoke from her cigarette over a steaming knob. So utterly beat was Mexican Pete. He failed to do his job. 'Twas Eskimo Nell who broke the spell and accents clear and cool. You fuck-stuck shrimp of a Yankee pimp, you call that thing a tool? If this here town can't take that down, she said to those cowering whores, there's one little cunt who can do the stunt. It's Eskimo Nell's, not yours. She stripped her garments one by one with an air of conscious pride, and as she stood in her womanhood, they saw the great divide. She seated herself on the tabletop where someone had left his glass. With a twitch of her tits, she crushed the bit between the cheeks of her ass.
Oh.
She spread her legs with supple ease and put her knees apart. With friendly nod to that mangy side, she gave him the cutest start. But Daddy Dick knew a trick or two. He meant to take his time. For a girl like this was fucking bliss. We played the pantomime. He blew his asshole to and fro. His balls began to inflate until it looked like granite knobs on top of Garden Gate. He blew his anus inside out. His balls increased in size. His mighty prick grew twice as thick that almost reached his eyes. To finish the job, he polished the knob with alcohol to make it steaming hot. To finish the job, he sprinkled the knob with a cayenne pepper pot. Then neither did he take a run, nor did he take a leap, but with a swoop and a stoop and a steady forward creep. With piercing eye, he took a sight along his mighty tool, and his steady grin, and as he pushed it in, was calculatedly cool. Have you seen the giant pistons on the mighty CPR, yes. The driving force of 1,000 horse? Well, you know what pistons are. Right. Or you think you do, but you've yet to learn the ins and outs of the trick. The work that's done in a non-stop run by a man like Deadeye Dick. But Eskimo Nell was no infidel. As good as a whole harem, with a rock of strength of 10 or abdomen and the rock of ages betweens. Amid stops, he could take the stream like the flush of a water closet, as he gripped his cock like a chastwood lock on a national safe deposit. But Daddy Dick could not come quick. He meant to conserve his powers. If he'd a mind, he'd grind and grind for a couple of solid hours. Nell lay for a while, with a subtle smile, the grip of the cunt grew keener. With a squeeze of her thigh, she sucked him dry with the ease of a vacuum cleaner. She performed this trick in a way so slick as setting complete defiance the basic laws and primary cause which govern sexual science. She calmly rode through the phallic code, which for years has stood the test. In a second or two, the ancient schools in a second or two went west. And so, my friends, we come to the end of Copulation's classic. The effect on Dick was sudden and quick and akin to an anesthetic. He fell to the floor, he knew no more, his passions extinct and dead, though he did not shout as he drew it out, though it was stripped right down to his bed. No! Now Mexican Pete leapt to his feet to avenge his pal's affront. With a jarring jolt of his blue-nosed Colt, he rounded up her cunt. He rounded up to the trigger grip and he fired 3 times 3. But to his surprise, she merely closed her eyes and smiled in ecstasy. She left her feet with a smile so sweet. Bully, she said, for you. I might have guessed this was the best that you two poor fucks could do. But next, my friend, that you intend to sally forth for fun, buy Daddy Dick a sugar stick and yourself an elephant gun. I'm going back to the frozen north where the pricks are long and strong, back to the land of the grinding glen where the nights are 6 months long. It's hard as tin when they put it in the land where spunk is funk. Not a trickling stream of lukewarm cream, but a solid frozen chunk. Where the walrus prays with his prong, where the polar bear wanks off in his lair, that's where they'll sing this song. With bated breath in the valley of death, that's where they'll tell it too. With a skeleton battle and sexual battle, and rhyming courses screw. So there's one more verse on this. Back to the land where the skeleton battle and sexual, and back to the land in the land, the walrus plays with his prong, and the baby's masturbate or something like that. So I missed the verse there too, but we got 2 left, so I might have to keep going.
Rock on, Raczek!
To our men are men, Tarabella come, for the north was calling. That's where she's come from. Where the north was calling, come! That's for Daddy Dick and Mexican Pete. They slunk under the Rio Grande. Daddy Dick with his mighty prick, and Pete with no gun in his hand. There's one more verse. When a man grows old, and his balls grow cold, and the tip of his prick turns blue, and it bends in the middle like a one-string fiddle.
I'd say
No, let's just do it. When a man grows old and his balls grow cold, and the tip of his prick turns blue, and the hole in the middle refuses a fiddle. I say it was fucked. Wouldn't you?
Eskimo Nell is alive! Better than Cuban's Alouette.